space.
It's us. We're back again. Here come the man and woman in black.
We don't have one black.
I was thinking of back. I said black. Oh my God, that was terrible.
That was very bad.
Yo, neither one of us had one black.
Like not a lick.
Yo.
Well, I mean,
I was about to start singing the Men in Black, thinking I'm saying back.
Well, we back, y'all.
Yeah, we back. Listen, please subscribe.
You all right?
I'm straight. Please subscribe. Please share. Please comment. Please like. Please download. All that. That's
everything
YouTube.
You could possibly do with this episode.
That's YouTube.
Do it.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, the whole nine.
Deezer, what's that?
Oh, that's a music joint. My fault. I'm an artist.
I'm wilding today.
Google, right? Google Play.
Tripping a little bit. The lips. Stitcher.
Stitcher. That's what I was talking about. I said Deezer. I'm wilding. Okay, listen, we gotta get into this episode. I'm really excited to talk about this because I think that is something that couples around the world need to hear. And it's not because we are doing it better than anyone. I just think it's better to have a conversation about it because that's how we all stay empowered.
Yes.
Feel me? Y'all feel me? Okay, cool. Yes. I know you answered even though I can't see your answer. Today we are talking about how to not get bored.
Oof.
How to not get bored. You know, we got to kick it off with our anecdote. So this was sparked by, shout out to my aunt and my uncle, my aunt niece and my uncle Lou. I'm sure if Nobi or Zaya watch this episode, they're going to let you know we shouted you out.
Yeah, show them the clip.
I'll send you the clip. But, I was going through Facebook and my uncle Lou posted a picture of himself, you know, swagged out, blue blazer, looking fresh. And my aunt niece commented, and she was just like, "You look so handsome, ... as always." You know what I mean? And I don't know, it was small, but it just made me like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Because they had just celebrated their 33rd anniversary.
Wow.
33 years of marriage, you know what I mean? And I just was like, man, that's so sweet. And it got me to thinking like, whoa, I want to make it that long. You know what I mean? But I don't want to just make it that long. I want to make it that long and be happy.
That's the
right?
goal.
And be joyful with you. And in recent news, which would be, I guess, like another anecdote, that's like a dark side, more information, not to be gossipy, because this is not the purpose of this podcast. This ain't what we do. But more information about this whole Will and Jada thing came out, and Will started talking about how he had permission. He did an interview saying, I don't know if it's permission, but they gave each other permission to do whatever makes them happy, long as they tell each other what makes them happy. So if he needed love from another woman and that's what was going to make him happy, then he has to admit that to his wife and vice versa. And he, you know, talked about pretty candidly some of his extramarital affairs and things like that. So I forget the magazine he did the interview with, but this is straight from the horse's mouth, right? So I'm thinking like of the difference, right? That this dichotomy going on of like longevity in their relationship, but one seems mad happy, and the other
while they're exclusive,
right? Let me name that, because my aunt and uncle are committed to one another and only one another. And then you have this other couple that has given us tons of entertainment over the years, tons of joy, but they're going through their dark stuff, right? And it's like, well, they lasted, but they lasted by figuring it out through the ugly things. And I'm sure there are ugly things that Uncle Lou and Aunt Niece had to go through, but at the same time,
they did it together.
Right? So it's like, what makes it last? and how do you remain joyful? So everybody's going to have their ups and downs, but that's what got me to thinking about this episode. So here we are. What you think?
I think, let's just jump right in. One of the
We in about 5 minutes now. We in. Ain't no jump right in. Just go ahead.
I think one of the pitfalls to like trying to have a relationship in today's climate, in today's culture, is that there's just so much choice. Like there seems to be an unlimited amount of options just presented to us in every facet of life. But when we look at, and not to name names with any other celebrities, but when you see like hashtag relationship goals and we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, or it's just hard because, there are celebrities who you see them with one, they're in one relationship today and then in another couple weeks there was somebody else, and people repost these celebrities just because they're famous and they seem happy. They're on vacations and they're doing all of these luxurious things and spending this money, and it looks happy, it looks glamorous, it looks fulfilling, and it's relationship goals just because of what it looks like on the outside. But in another couple weeks or another couple months, they're in another relationship, and it's like we don't know what's happening behind closed doors again. But just the fact that there can be so much, there can be so much choice and somehow it's still okay. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. I think honestly, choice is what creates real love.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that the ability, I get what you're saying is like they move from choice to choice.
Yes.
They if they want something, they take
just
it
go,
or they choose
just go
it.
and get it.
Right. I get what you're saying. To me, the possibility of choice, but not always choosing what's available, is what makes love.
Like choosing to stay. Like I choose you over.
I have these unlimited options, but I get what you're saying. I think we are living in a culture where there's just unlimited options with everything. Right? With everything, even smaller things. Let's pivot away from relationships for a little bit. Food. I could ride down a road and I can pass 4 different restaurants, 3 different fast food joints, 1 privately owned joint, 1 bakery, you can ride down our block and just have a litany of options to eat, right? If I'm listening to music, I'm paying $10 a month or whatever on Spotify or Apple Music, and I get access to every artist in the world and their catalog in the world and their catalog for $10 a month. Like, bump that. When I used to pay $12 or $10 for a CD back in high school, I had to listen to that because I just had to keep listening unless I felt like going to my bag and flipping the CD out. You feel like
carrying 10 CDs with you today?
Yo, listen, the choices just were not unlimited, you know what I mean? And it created some kind of an affinity and some a time to sit with something.
Like an appreciation for
it. Like if I'm going through some music, it got a slow cook because that's all I'm listening to. You know what I mean? And I learn it better. Even movies, TV shows, just unlimited options. Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Showtime.
Otherwise,
Stars,
you're going to watch what's in the TV guide.
Hey, and some of it is good. I'm not like trying to sound archaic.
No, of course not. Yeah.
But I think there is some like special relationship you get with things in antiquity when you can't just jump to something, right? And what's happening in our day and age is that our minds are being conditioned for unlimited option.
Wow.
And that is completely antithetical to commitment in a relationship.
Because it just carries right over.
It subconsciously carries over and we don't even realize it. So like we get mad at somebody. Like,
I don't need you. I don't need no man. I don't F her or whatever it is.
Right. Both sides. Absolutely. Both sides. Now I'm not talking about like he went upside your head.
No, please,
you don't need him, right? Like you don't need anybody treating you like that. But I'm talking like we get in an argument or we're working through personality differences or cultural differences or something that causes an argument, but our minds are conditioned.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get meta and all deep, but like I really hope y'all understand. Like really hope what y'all get what's happening. Like our minds are conditioned through the society we live in, through the technological advancements that we have. To have, if I don't like what I'm looking at on Instagram, I just go to the next person. Don't like that, go to the next person. Don't like that, go to the next person. And I can do that so quick. And subconsciously, I now have everything at my fingertips. But when it comes to love, the reason it's hard to stay is because I can do that with everything else. So I start treating people how I treat my stuff.
Wow.
So now if I want to move, I'm going to move. I want to go, I'm going to go, as opposed to let's work through why I didn't respond to you the way I should have responded to you, or why I didn't like how you responded to me. How do we work through that as opposed to just get up and go?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it.
Because this is not what I want right now. So let me
not what I want.
Let me
or
change
it's
the
stale,
song. Yeah.
Right? Like if I'm listening to music and it's stale, like yo, I don't like this album. Whoop, go to the next.
Get a
shuffle,
new playlist or something.
Get a new playlist. I can curate what I want to hear. If something that I don't want to hear starts to get stale, and we start treating people stale, oh, he got corny.
Yeah.
Did he get corny, or are you just used to being able to go?
You're just
from
ungrateful.
Oh, she got whack. Did she get whack?
Or you just used to things just moving and not evolving really, but just cycling out so often.
You're able to cycle through anything, from your music to your food to your movies.
Yeah.
So now you start doing people how you do your stuff.
Yeah.
And Apostle Aubrey Graham, aka Drake, said,
"Not Apostle."
He said, "I wish we learned to love people and use things, and not the other way around." That's the Apostle. He said, "I wish we learned to love people and use things, and not the other way around." Because reason we're getting bored with people is because we're treating people like stuff,
like everything else. But it's like we're humans are not. We're different. Like I'm not going to treat you like I treat Uber Eats.
Right.
I'm not going to treat you like I treat Spotify. Like those are things, and guess what? In 5 or 10 years, they might not be as relevant as they are today. But in 5 or 10 years, God willing, I'm still going to be married to you.
Ooh,
so it's stuff is going to change, but the people in our lives, if you love them and care for them the right way, they're not going to change.
Talk your talk.
So, listen,
talk
this
your
is.
talk.
I'm liking this conversation already.
Yeah, like go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, this is. I just feel like I need to let it sit for a minute.
Let it simmer. Sorry.
I try to be serious, and you always just.
I'm serious though. Okay.
But I think a question that we need to ask ourselves, not just us specifically, but to you guys as well, is, are we always honest enough to admit if or when we're bored in our relationship? Or if not, well, yeah. Are we honest enough to admit that? And I don't mind answering.
Yeah,
like I feel like I'm not. I'm pretty. Like if I want to do something, or if I feel like you're too wrapped up in your responsibilities, and I not neglected, but I feel like trying to find the right way to say this.
You already said it. Neglected.
No,
that's what came to your mind first.
But that's not how I feel.
Yeah, I think it is. You just need to explore it and say it. There are moments I feel neglected. There are moments you feel neglected because as adults we get caught up in things.
I don't admit that. You're so good. You're so sweet.
Okay, Amanda, stop grabbing my face in the middle of this podcast. I can be sweet and neglect you sometimes because I'm busy. If you express that you feel neglected.
I'm honest enough to admit that, and request like, hey, can we do something though? Like, because, so much is going on in our lives. Can we just go to the movies, or can we just do something together to kind of reignite that flame? Yeah.
You drop hints for sure. I would say this. I think that, and that's where being in a relationship and understanding your spouse comes into play, because some things that may be boring or stale for one is not for the other. For you. So for me, I'm a homebody personally, but that's just the nature of me, my character, because of like all the other things that I'm caught up in. So when I get the chance to just be home, I just like it. You know what I mean? I'm doing music, I'm preaching, doing ministry, I'm having meetings about clothes, about tours, about school. Like when I get the opportunity to just not do anything, That's fun to me. Like, sit home, like, baby, you want to sit home and we just watch stuff. Just sit there. We could just watch. And she like, Negro, I'm trying to go outside and see the world. And I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I mean? There's days where it don't click. And somebody got to make the sacrifice on that day. And then another day, you just reciprocate that love. But so that's an important thing. Like, I think I'm willing to admit if and when I get bored in this relationship, but I'm also like, she's crazy. Amanda's crazy. So it's like, it's hard for me to ever be bored.
Not like,
I don't mean crazy like break the windows on my car, key my whip crazy. I mean crazy like it's never dull. Like she's, woo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, she's so spontaneous.
That's a good word. There it is. Because I don't want people to interpret crazy the wrong way. It has a lot of connotations.
I'm sorry if I offended any population or demographic. You're right. Thank you for that feedback. She's spontaneous. That's it. And there are days where I just get up looking for a regular routine day and she's like, woohoo! And it's just like, the heck is going? Is there something in the pixie dust? What the heck is going on in this house? Like, she laughing. Look how she looking at me. Like, she just knows she want to do something now. Crazy. It's just like,
I don't want to do nothing but talk to the people.
She the type to just be like, ah! And run around the house. And like, what are you doing? I don't know. I felt like running. It's like, you know what? Bruh.
He said I felt like running.
You got it. I'm even killed. I'm chill. You know what I'm saying? So some might say that's boring. Some might say I'm just calmer than she is. She's more
I act on impulse.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
let's just leave it. Yeah,
I'll leave it at that. So it's hard for me to say I can remember being bored. But there are times where it's just like, you could feel weight.
Like some kind of disconnect.
Yeah, somebody need a little something. So I'm going to surprise you with a little trip to Mexico or something like that. You remember that? Oh, yeah. I did that. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did. Yes, I surprised her with a trip to Mexico because I knew life was getting stale. So yes, that happened before in life. It happened.
Mexico happened, yes.
You feel me? Surprise. Got the tickets, the villa. Surprise. When it gets stale, take her to Mexico. Surprise. All right, I'm sorry. I'm bragging and I need to, like, that's the only thing I've ever done. You've done a lot for me too. But yeah, when things get stale.
Well, because I didn't take you to Mexico, you can't brag?
I didn't say I couldn't brag. You brag on yourself. I bragged on me. Be your own man, dog. Brag for yourself. But anyway, listen, when things get stale, I think I am bold enough to admit, but I'm going to say this though, because I do want to be serious real quick. For people that don't think they're in a space where they like feel like, I don't know how to admit it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you got to have those conversations. Y'all, excuse me. You got to have those conversations. You got to have those, whether you have like some type of spiritual counselor or y'all go see an actual counselor or you have like a mentor that's been married for some time. They may not be like trained professionally, but like just to get an ear from somebody like, yo, it is getting kind of boring. Figure out what it is. Sometimes it's just the stage and you guys are in life. Yeah. And you feel like there's a pivot on the verge, like financially there's a breakthrough that's needed, or the space or the community we're in.
It's time for just a change. But then you also don't want to like offend your spouse. Like
I don't know if I agree with that, but go ahead. Continue. I don't want to cut you off.
That's the point. But if you feel like you're happy and like things are going good for you, like there's nothing you want to change in our relationship right now. But I feel like on my end things are getting a little dry and I need a little bit more spice. And I come to you and I tell you that, not that you're going to disrespect or belittle my feelings, but not you specifically. But it would
be me specifically with all my us. I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yes, me specifically. Go ahead, just say it. Yes.
But if we're not on the same page and you're content and I feel like I need a little bit more, it could be offensive to you or to your spouse if you tell them that you're bored and they feel like they're not. It's like, what you mean? I'm good. Why you not good?
But it has to be addressed though.
Not that it doesn't have to be addressed, but I'm saying that could cause
if they get offended, that's on them. If they get offended, that's because they're probably having to deal with the truth that they haven't been the best them. They haven't been spontaneous. They haven't been fun. They haven't been giving you good loving. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been, doing what upholding their end of the bargain of being someone that's just enjoyable to live with. You're not going to make change without ruffling some feathers.
Yeah.
And that's with anything. That's relationship. That's, even with your own money, like I got to disrupt something. Mm-hmm. If I want to save more money, I got to disrupt another habit that might cost too much that I got to shift the money to. Like anything that needs to change is going to require disruption. So if your spouse gets offended, then that's probably because they got to disrupt. I mean, they feel disrupted from their comfort, but it's still their job to figure out if they are the cause of of your staleness, or if it's just something you're working through internally. But that's something for y'all to talk through. It can't just be like, I might offend them, so I'm not gonna say nothing.
And I wasn't saying that in a way that like you should keep your mouth shut, because you shouldn't, because then you're gonna be,
I guess season it, pepper it the right way.
Me?
No, in general, like if you don't want to offend them, pepper it their conversation the right way.
Like make a request, possibly like, hey, can we do this? Or
nah, we ain't going nowhere. I'm just playing. All right. I guess that kind of like speaks to like how you know if you're bored though. Like, what if you just don't know? I don't know if I have an answer to that, but it made me think about it. Like, you feel like some kind of tension or frustration, but you don't know that it's like your relationship is getting stale.
Yeah, I don't know if
what are the signs of that? Like,
maybe just frustrated and can't really pinpoint a specific reason why. You just feel just on edge all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a specific answer for myself either.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when you start like waking up, not wanting to do, like you're lacking a little motivation.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another sign of like some staleness, some boredom, just like sluggishness. You know what I mean? I mean, those are also indicators of other things. Just from a psychological standpoint, it could be like depression, but they could also be indicators of like the relationship itself is losing a little spice. Yeah. But I think my point is, and my overarching point before we close this episode out is, don't just quit on love though.
Absolutely.
Right? It's too much sweat equity and love that's been put into your marriage and into your relationship for you to just quit on love because of boredom.
Yeah.
Love is not a playlist. Love is not a selection of restaurants. Love is not DoorDash or Uber Eats.
You got to keep working.
Love is not a car lot. You know what I'm saying? You
can't just trade it in for the next model.
Can't just trade it in.
I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. In our opinion,
Yeah, so you gotta work at it, and in spite of what the culture feeds us, that may be antithetical or counterintuitive to the progression of commitment and true genuine love. You gotta fight against the current, even though that's not what you're supposed to do when you're swimming or at the beach. But in love, you gotta fight against the current, because the current is gonna tell you just walk away. That's the easier option. There's other fish in the sea, yada yada yada. But real love, you don't let staleness make you walk away. You say it's stale, all right.
You find a way to fix it.
Give me some salt, give me some pepper, and let me figure it out. You know what I mean? Gangster. You want to close out, tell them anything about us, or you Gucci? Oh yeah, you want to talk about like how long we've been together, so that they know this ain't coming from like, even though we young and we ain't been married that long, we got a little equity in this mug. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we've been dating for 17 years, crazy, and we've been married for 7 years. But so we're like you said, we're coming from a place of experience, and specifically for us, we started dating as teenagers, and the transitions into young adulthood, and just finding ways to keep our love relevant throughout those stages. You know what I mean? Because it's hard transitioning, as your own person, finding yourself and evolving from a teenager into an adult. There's so much that happens over the course of those years, but doing it with someone and finding ways to keep your love at the center and keep it relevant, keep it important, keep it, a priority. Facts. Over all those years, throughout the course of those years. So yeah, we are definitely coming from a place of experience. We got some time in.
And shout out to the couples that are well beyond the amount of time that we've been together. You know what I mean? Yes. We have great examples around us, from like grandparents and godparents and actual parents, and even my older sister. She's only a year older than me, but she got 11 years in the game.
It's crazy,
right?
Yeah.
2010, 11 years in the game. So she got more time in terms of marriage than me and Amanda, not in terms of like knowing each other, because we've known each other longer. But yeah, man, so I salute all of the people out there that's pushing through, that's not letting the culture dictate how you love.
Yeah.
That's not letting the culture dictate how you love, but you're seeking God and you're seeking to learn and know each other better. Keep fighting a good fight. You feel me? We about to get into something different.
What's going on, family? First and foremost, we want to say thank you guys so much for your support since the launch of this Functional Family podcast. Your support has been both overwhelming and continuous, and we just want to take a moment to say thank you so much. So many of you have reached out to us asking how you can support us outside of just subscribing to our YouTube channel, downloading the episode, sharing the page, liking posts on Instagram and Facebook. And we are proud to announce, we're excited to announce that you can now become an exclusive member on our Patreon. For just $5 a month, you can be an official family member. For just $5 a month, you get early access to every episode that we release. That means you can watch it, you can download it, you can listen to it before anybody else. Not only that, but you get behind the scenes exclusive content. For just $10 a month, you can be an all access family member. That means you get all of the benefits that an official family member gets. And in addition to that, you get VIP access to any of our future live events. And you also get to request topics for us to discuss for our upcoming episode. And lastly, for just $20 a month, you can be a VIP family member. You get all of the benefits that are already listed, and in addition to that, you get patron shout outs, you get to live chat with us, you get 15% off all merch on freethesoulsclothing.com, and you can be a part of our monthly Q&A sessions. We love y'all so much. Thank you again for your support. We can't wait to connect with you guys, chop it up with you, and just release more content for y'all. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at This Functional Family Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube at This Functional Family TV, and we'll see y'all soon.
So we're gonna do something different. You feel me? I know we usually do our this or that, but today we decided to switch it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of boredom, staleness in a relationship, we was thinking like, yo, why don't we do a top 5? Right? A top 5 series or show that we have binged on or watched together that has like been one of our favorite shows. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that.
I know Netflix and chill. It's a great glue for relationships.
It's good bonding time, baby.
So we're gonna jot down our top 5.
What are you doing? Top 5 shows?
In no particular order.
Top 5 shows we ever binged together. I want to see how many we have in common.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot in common.
You think so?
I hope so.
How much you guessing?
I think we're gonna have 3 out of the 5 in common.
I think we're only gonna have 2.
Wow. Oh, ye of little faith.
I got a lot of faith. Okay. I just still think I like certain shows more than you like them.
Maybe. And it's hard though, cause like we've watched so many shows together. So I just want to preface that I don't know if, first of all, this list is in no particular order.
Okay.
And also, I don't know. I wouldn't take any of these off the list. I just don't know if they're top 5. Like these are still some of my favorite these are still some of my favorite shows that we have binged together. But I don't know
if they're your overall top 5. We get it. We got it. All right. Well,
here we go.
Let's see what you got on your list. You want to read it out?
We got that.
Let's
see,
read the list.
Look. Prison Break is number 1.
Oh, I got that as number 1
Turn
too.
your thing so they can see. The Office is number 2.
I got The Office as number 2.
I got Breaking Bad. Oh, look, I was right. We got 3 and 5.
I got Breaking Bad on here too.
I got The Sinner.
The Sinner?
I don't know. It just came
That's
to
so
mind.
fresh.
It is fresh, but it was so good still.
Over Blackish?
Yeah, Blackish is good. I didn't think about that one.
All these white
And
shows
Stranger
you got.
Things.
Where the black shows at? You ain't got no black shows, bro.
Shoot.
Come on, shout out to Blackish, man.
Shout
I'm
out to
black.
Blackish.
I'm
That's
black.
your only black one.
It's still here.
And Ozark was good.
Ozark.
You're not
I got
even
Ozark.
showing them.
Because we reading it out. So I got Prison Break, The Office, Ozark, Blackish, Breaking Bad. And you got...
Send me my bread. I said 3 out of 5.
We didn't bet no money? We bet money?
No.
Yo, come on, son. Yo, why you trying to get me for my paper? Dang. Why'd you try to get me for my paper?
You really acting up this episode.
All right. Anywho. All right, y'all.
That was a
We
goodie.
are
That was
getting
a
out of
goodie.
here. Much love. When it gets stale, season it. Don't walk away. Peace.